you want to come on a SUP adventure? I've got something a little bit different planned for this one, so check this out. See you later. Well, I decided to bring the bag because I thought it would be easier to walk down this hill with it in a wheelie bag case, which I think it is at the moment. It's okay. Quick stop for blackberries. All will be revealed later. Right. So I need to change this over to backpack mode because this path down here is pretty small. We'll have to carry the dry bag on the front. Now, for those of you who saw the red tandem vlog we did a few years ago, this is actually the same place that I'm going to launch. Now, the problem is, you know, you get a time slot, you work stuff out with the family, and when you're going to do a little SUP adventure or anything really, and the weather doesn't always play ball. So it's not bright sunshine, and I have got a little bit of an onshore wind. So we've got a west wind coming on, so it's coming right into my nose. So I am going to have a headwind going out around the corner, but as soon as I get around the corner, it's going to be all right. The wind's going to be behind me, so it'll be nice and flat. So I know that I'm going to have a headwind. I'm ready for it. It's going to be okay. But, you know, when you get your family slots, when you're trying to do stuff, you just got to do it. Got to do it. So it'll still be good. Let's get down there. Okay, so the board's all pumped up and I'm just about ready to go. Now, why is this SUP adventure so different for me? Because I'm not really a camper. I'm not really a SUP tourer, to be totally honest. I've learnt a lot of this from Will, and a lot of the equipment I've got in here is definitely Will's. But what I can do is I can look after myself. I can catch my own food. So that is what this is about. This is a bit more of a personal challenge. I wanted to go on a little adventure, get away from the family. Not that I want to get away from them, but, you know, have a night away. But I really wanted to test myself to see if I could survive with nothing. So I haven't got any food with me at all. I've got 2 bottles of water, I've got cooking equipment to cook some food, but I am hoping to I have a rock crawling net and I have a hand fishing line. I'm going to paddle around the coast, I'm going to stay a night on some sort of spot, I don't know where, I'll suss it out as I go, and I've got to catch my dinner and I've got to get some breakfast sorted. You've already seen me picking blackberries, that's the stand-in. I could just be eating blackberries for the next 12 hours, but hopefully we're going to go around the corner, we'll get some fish, we'll get some prawns, maybe some crabs, see where we go from that, and I'm going to live one night out in the wild with nothing but my bare hands. So lesson 1, I've got nothing to put my blackberries in and I've got nothing to put my prawns in, so I'm going to go 1 crock for blackberries and 1 crock for prawns and see how we go. This is going to make them nice and red. Let's have a look around these rocks. Oh, straight away. Can you see him in there? The edible crab, look. Let's see. You see him moving? Anyway, he's too small to eat, so we won't eat him anyway. Small ones, we want some bigger ones. More of a keeper in there. I don't know how good the crock's going to be, but we shall see. See, I've got prawn, they're prawn catch and release holes, so if they're too small, they come out. There ones. Oh, there's a velvet swimming crab in there. He's about to bite me. Look, this guy. We could eat that guy. And just in case you're wondering why it's called a velvet swimming crab, it's because it swims with its back little claws here. Put them right there. They're pretty ferocious on the old on the pincers though. Just in case if you want to come prawning, best time in the UK is like July and August. You'll find in July and June they will be there, but a lot of the females will be breeding, so they'll have eggs underneath them. In here they'll be like dark eggs, so you don't really want to eat them obviously, because you've got to keep the generations going back. So August is a really good time. Some of those, that will be nice. Okay, I've hit the mother load here, and this is this. See the darkness of the brown there? That's a female that's got eggs. So I'm gonna have to stop for two reasons in a minute. One, whoa, they're a bit smaller. One is, put you back, there you go. The tide's coming in. And two, I've run out of room in my crock. So I won't be starving tonight, but I might still be hungry. So let's see how we go. At the moment, it's quite, you can see these big black clouds coming over. Now with the clouds, just in case if you're not aware of it, with the clouds, you will either get a light bit of wind before, or when the cloud passes, you will get wind after. So if it's windy before the cloud comes and you feel the wind start to pick up, 99% of the time, it's going to be not windy after the cloud. Just a little thing to be aware of, keep in mind, but it really does, it's true. Use it all of the time. So now I'm going to get on the water, I'm going to have an upwind paddle up around the point. It's not going to be that pretty and it's not going to be that nice, and I know that, but I wanted to get down here so I could guarantee some food. So I'm just going to upwind slog. I won't talk about too much of that, and then when we get around the corner, I will go to a beach and I'll explain about what I've taken, what sort of kit, and the rest of the journey. Cool, see you in a minute. Headlands are really tricky because the closer you get to them, the safer you'll feel. But the closer you get to the headland, the more backwash you get. So the harder it is to paddle. So really, from a easy point of view, you should be further away. But it can mess with your mind a little bit if you're not used to it and being out in the open sea. So just get around this corner, and then we can have a rest, go on the beach. Oh, it's got a bit easier now. Got a bit easier, less wind, it's more on my back now. Just a little bit of chop. It's good, you've got to earn it, you've got to earn it. Those cliffs. So I have just landed on the beach around the corner, the headland around the corner, and I'm having a little rest, and it's nice. Completely empty. Ooh, bit of rubbish, sea salvage, love that. Fishing boy, always collecting stuff. Got to get it on the board though. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you a run through of the kit that I brought with me, or the kit I brought, if you will, and some of the fishing kit, and some of the other stuff I've got. And I've got the map out because it's a little bit easier and nicer to talk here because there isn't so much wind and it's just a bit nicer. So I'll get some stuff out, I'll show you what we've got. So I've got a big main dry bag that I'm putting all of the main stuff I don't need to get, well, I need to keep dry obviously. That's the Red Paddle Co. bag. I brought it for the sport because I didn't know if I might need it, I might be able to walk on the other end. I've also brought the pump for the sport as well because I just don't know if something goes wrong I can evacuate. I've got a buoyancy aid that I had on around the corner. I've got my Crocs, also known as the blackberry and the prawn holders. I've taken the prawns out. I've got 2 drinks bottles. I've got a sun hat. I've got a torch, that's got all my cooking stuff, which you'll see later. It's just a little stove in there. This has got all my dry clothes, so these are dry bags in dry bags. First aid kit in a dry bag, and in here is a bivvy, a sleeping bag, a little thermarest, and I think that a little pillow thing or something. So that's all of my sleeping, cooking stuff. And then I've got a camera bag, and then I've got the map. So let's get the map out and show you what I've just done. So this is the area that we're paddling in today. We've started off, and I was getting some rock pulling and prawning on this beach down here. The wind is westerly, so it's coming in like this, and I had that headwind going all the way up here when I paddled up here, and then I paddled around the point, and I am now in this little beach right in here. So now I'm going to head down this coast, and this is where I'm going to start fishing, because all the wind's behind me, and I think I'm going to be camping around this area here tonight. And then I'm going to, either tomorrow I'm going to paddle and get picked up here, or I might paddle home, which is right up here, but depending how early I get up and what the conditions look like. So the nice thing is I've got some emergency exits. I can actually, even though it's quite hard to get off this beach or where I am, I could climb up a cliff and get up here to there, and I can get off here, and I know I can get off here to there and there and there. So I've got several access points on the way if I need to get out and off the water. So that's where we are now. That's why that wind was horrible. The tide is now coming in, and the wind is now coming in as well. So we're going to go that way. And talking about fishing, I'll show you the equipment I've got with me. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. The whole thing of this blog was just to get away and to try and survive on my own means, just personally, and to take as little equipment as possible. So what I've got is a hand line and 3 lures. Obviously I'm only going to use 1 lure at a time, probably going to go with that one to start with, in a plastic bag that I recycled. I have my big knife, which goes everywhere for me. I know, it's a bit overkill, but actually it's not overkill if you're filleting fish and you need to, and especially if they're bigger fish. Hopefully they are, because I'm going to be hungry tonight. But I have got my prawns in there. There's probably, I don't know, 800 grams, 600 grams of prawns. I've got a cutting board if I need to do something with the knife and the fish on the water. That is it for fishing equipment. A knife, a hand line, and some lures. And I've got my net and I've got my prawns already. So I am going to be eating something. Am I going to be eating a main course as well as the starter? I don't know. So now, to get a little bit of energy up, I'm going to have my blackberries that I picked earlier. Hopefully they're not covered in sand. Oh, now they are, because I've dropped them on the floor. Great. No, I've got a few here. Right, okay. A little bit salty. Actually, no, they're pretty good. They're very good. So get some water in me. Get food in me. Could have a go around those rock pools and get some more prawns, but I think the tide's come in now, so I'm not going to get that chance. Probably just wait here for a bit. The wind drops off a little bit, and obviously from a fishing point of view, the later in the evening the better the fishing will be, but I need to get at the location to set up camp, and so I can't leave it too late. So I could always go set up camp and then go fishing again. It might be an option. We'll see. Ooh, treasure. I'll try and find a way of clipping that on the board. Might be a bit of a hindrance, that one, but it's cool. Just in case, if you ever want to know if you want to stay on this beach, you've got to be looking at the seaweed lines. Obviously you can see the seaweed line here, and unfortunately there's a lot of, actually there's bird's feathers, actually most of those. You can clearly see we've had a really big tide lately, so I couldn't be sleeping down there. If I did want to stay on this beach, I could maybe stay here, but there isn't a massive amount of area, and this might be the morning's tide, and the evening's tide, which is coming in now, will actually be higher than this, so it could be up here. So don't judge it, but you can see here, wet sand, dry sand, there's the seaweed line quite clearly, and that is the high tide line. Anywhere below there you're going to get soaking wet. Here you're probably going to get wet if a wave comes on, and here's the old high tide line from 2 days ago where the sand is now dry. see what else we can find on this beach. Crab pot. I don't think that one's usable. Oh, imagine that, if I got a crab pot, crabs in the morning for breakfast. Got my boy, had a pot, it'd been everything. This is it's a really cool beach this, but there's nowhere for me to stay on here tonight. Tide's way too high. If it was neap tides, if it was smaller tides, it would be really nice. Sun will be coming up over there, but I have to go along the coastline and probably get up on the grass somewhere, I think. Right, almost time to go. I've just repacked my board. I'm well chuffed because I've put all the straps away at the bottom of the red Padaco bag. And now I put the dry bag inside here, and it now fits much better. Picked up a bit of rubbish, which is on the beach, unfortunately, but who else is going to pick it up? Nobody gets down here. And I've got my prawns, got my net, got the stuff, got my fishing stuff is ready. And now you see I've got a handy little pouch now. And there he is. You thought I left him, there's boy. There he is. So I've got my fishing stuff ready to go. Got a drink if I need it. Got my knife, and I've got my chopping board just stashed in there. I'll come back maybe next year and pick up some more rubbish. I've just let some line out. Now I'm going to take that round my leg and put it in my pocket. And do it up. And that way I can then feel if the fish pulls against my leg. Very, 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 very simple. See if it works. One thing I did forget is my paddle saver. You know, when I drop the paddle and then it stays on my board. I spoke about it in a fishing video before. That's a bit silly of me. Oh well. I'm sure I'll cope. Oh, fish just moved here. Probably garfish. Let's see. Chances of me catching a fish while the camera's on is slim to none. So you probably won't see that. But we can try. Oh, no, I had a bite, but no fish. Haha. But then you could have, yeah, I could have been joking. I could have been joking. No, it was a bite. Oh, I got a nice little downwind breeze, look. Coming behind me. Bit of swell, but it's a lot easier than around the corner. Honestly, it was a garfish, which are absolutely useless. Well, you could eat them, but I got prawns, so I'm not that desperate. Okay, little update halfway along from that spot, coming downwind. Say wind's nice behind this, getting blown. Side chop is an absolute killer. I know that the GoPro won't pick it up, but there's so much chop coming back off here that it's really hard. Standing up paddling is alright. Pulling in a fish while standing up paddling is virtually impossible. And there's a lot of little garfish around. Now, if anybody's caught garfish before, they've got a long, thin nose on them. They've got a really hard beak, like a hard nose. You hardly ever hook them unless you really strike hard. And I'm getting them halfway in and then they're just falling off. And it's definitely garfish. I've seen two of them. But of course, they stop you and they stop you from fishing for other fish. So it's a fish, it's fun, but there's nothing to eat. And it's pretty choppy, so I'm looking forward to getting around the corner because it's getting a bit hard work. And I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm starting to think maybe it's just prawns on the menu. But let's keep going. I can show you one of these garfish. See? Little skinny little things like that. And they absolutely stink. So I don't really want to touch it. Hey, perfect, came off. Evidence! I have caught a fish. They've been shredding my lure. fish, but that fish, don't know what it's like in a different part of the world, but that fish stinks more than any other fish I've ever caught. If you know me, I don't paddleboard on my knees. I don't do it, but I'm doing it because it's horrific. As long as I haven't lost my prawns, that's the most important thing, because that's all I've got to eat. I think the main reason I don't like paddling on my knees is because it just makes your knees just lock up and your ankles. Now I need to spot a location to camp the night. Waves here. Another one. Go, 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 go! So a little update is that actually wasn't that enjoyable on that corner. I'll be lying if I said it was fun. But I'm here, that's fine, I'm in the shelter. So tomorrow morning when the sun comes up, it'll be over there. And I'm also in some good spots here to do some more fishing, so that's good. And I'm in the shelter from the wind, so it's all good. And it was downwind anyway, it wasn't a problem, it was just a bit bumpy. On my knees. So bumpy I actually started to feel a bit sick. But that's another reason why I know some of you are going to ask what board have you got and what board did you decide to take. I have the 11-foot Red Palico Sport. I've done a lot with this board and a lot with the 12.6 one as well. I really, really like it because it's not too heavy to carry. You can go the bigger ones like your Touring, your Explorers, and they're great as well. But for short distance stuff, just for getting out and just having a little adventure like this, I think the 11-foot for me at 75 kilos is absolutely perfect. 30 wide, so it's nice and easy to use. And yeah, I love it all. RSS battens really make a difference when it's choppy out there. There's no doubt about it. 100%. I don't think I would stay upright on a board that didn't have the stiffness like these boards have. So, keep paddling for a bit now. I'm starting to get quite hungry. And but at least I've got some prawns. And I'm excited about that. I'll keep going for a bit, see if I can get a fish. I got another fish. It's the wrong one again. You know, I never catch these. Never, ever catch them. And I've caught 4 today. Flippin' heck. The only reason I don't want to catch them is because they are so slippery and slimy. Good thing is they go back quick. Oh well. Better than nothing. I'm starting to think about eating one now. I know you can eat them. They've got green bones, but I'm not really over enthusiastic about it. Oh, this is more like it, isn't it? I wonder if I could camp up there. Oh, it might be better there actually. Let's just have a look. Investigation. Oh, looks like up there. In fact, that's definitely an old, looks like it's an old fisherman's path or an old smuggler's path. Right, little sport, how are we going to do this? Like this? Ah, yeah, okay, that'll work. So how did you lose all your prawns? Well, I was just climbing off the rocks. Actually, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Cool, up there. Plan is, put the board tail on like this. Now you wouldn't do that with a hardboard. Yeah, I'll just let it just dangle in the swell. Maybe I could bring it round, I suppose. Definitely not. You wouldn't do any of this with a hardboard. It'd be too scary. Over the swell. Oh yes. Tide is coming in, so I've got to make sure it's not high enough. Let's go up top. Definitely looks like it's been cut out, doesn't it? Look at that. That definitely has been cut out. This is a path. Is it a path to the rubbish? Lovely. thank you very much. Absolutely. Right. It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, great. I reckon I could even go there. Yeah, a little bit sketchy. I mean, I move around a bit in bed. What's it like up here? This is what I was thinking up top. Yeah. Ooh, stinging nettles. I think here. How cool are those trees? That's funny. I bought the stove because I thought. Oh, we're going to need firewood because it's a really big spring tide and everything will be wet on the beach. I'm going to turn up and buy a dead woodland. Oh well, this is going to be good for camp here. I'll flatten this down, put it out here. Hopefully it's pretty flat. I'm not a big camper, to be honest. I don't mind it, but I just don't do it. And then go back out, see if I can get another fish. Eat some prawns now, I think. Bring the board up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, lots to do. Now it's starting to feel like a real adventure. Yeah! I'm pretty tired. By the time I've got all that kit up the hill, I get it off. I think what I'm going to do is eat now, because the camp, or the bivvy in the sleeping bag is like 2 minutes to get ready. So I'm going to eat now, get some energy, and then quickly go up and put it together, and then come back down and then troll around and see if I can get some other fish. So I'll get some prawns on the go. Squeamish, I'm really sorry, but you better look away now. See, now what I need is every camper's sporky. As Charlie Head, the original SUP adventurer, got us so well into the sporky. But this is a real sporky with a knifey at the end. One tip I will give you about prawns that I've learnt is that they're way easier to peel when they cool off. So just let them cool off and then they'll be way easier to peel. So I'll let those cool off, and I've got myself some dinner, and I think that's probably enough. I've got water and prawns. I can always go up in the woods up there and see if I can find any blackberries or something, but just see. I'm just gonna basically sit here, eat my prawns, and just, you know, I feel quite good about myself, really. Could have caught a fish. Well, actually, no, I did catch fish, but I didn't get any fish that I really wanted to eat. And to be honest, I got quite a few prawns, so maybe I was thinking, maybe I don't need any fish. So, yeah, nice. Let's see if it's big enough, and if I find a flat area, I might just go here. I might not need to go up the top. A pillow, sleeping bag. Look at that for a sleeping bag. It's tiny. And the MSR Pro bivvy. Last time I slept in a bivvy, it was a plastic bin bag and I sweated like mad. I don't think that happens anymore. There's my house for the night. Oh, this is going to be epic. Look at my view. Look at my bed. Oh my word. Okay, I'm just going to get in it. I might have to take my shorts off because it's a bit wet. Oh, yeah, that's alright. Look at that for a view. How many times do you sleep with that at the end of your toes? Okay, well, I'm not going to roll off there. And I'm not going to roll off there. Short of me sliding down this bag and slipping down that gap there, which could happen, I think I'm okay. This thermarest is amazing. It definitely helps investing in some good gear, doesn't it? There you go. That's where I'm sleeping tonight. There's my dinner. I happen to say they look quite nice. And that is my view. Look at that. At least I haven't got to worry about where I put the shelves. Yeah. I'll have that over a garfish any day. So obviously a bit of safety. I told my wife where I was going, the rough plan. I told her when I left, and I'm now going to text her to say where I am at the moment, and then it's all good. And that's really worth doing. But when you're here, you don't really want your phone. You don't want any of it. Listen, you hear this? Nothing. Nothing but everything. Sea, waves. So I've just finished my prawns. I'm full. Feel good. Don't know if I'm going to go out fishing again because I don't need to. And it's just so nice just to stop, which has made me realise how much I don't just stop, especially with websites and videos and stuff. And I know I'm still blogging there now, but yeah, it's such a simple thing that I think you all should try and do. And I don't mean to go and try and catch prawns and all that sort of stuff, but I think you just need to experience with a paddleboard is a great way of doing it. Just a little bit more around the next corner for one night. Just go and just get away, or even an afternoon. Check out the light. Check out the light over there. Over there, it's beautiful. I decided to bring my board up for night because then I can just sleep well and I haven't got to worry about it. And I know it's alright. Well, it's 9:15 and I'm in bed. Hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep. The nice thing about this country is there isn't any serious flies. There's nothing that can kill you. There's no scorpions, there's no big snakes. Because if there was, I'd be there at dinner tonight.
Okay, sleep well. And I've just woken up to the rumble of this thing coming past. That's the Brittany ferries. Apart from that noise, all I can hear is the sea. Night night. Morning. Have a alright night. Longish. Rained a bit, but warm, dry. This bivvy sack's brilliant. Just basically sleep like this. Completely covered up. When it rains, you don't get wet. That's quite good, isn't it? My only thing I've learnt is the angle of the slope wasn't that bad. It wasn't uncomfy, but if when it started raining, I started sliding around. So I've actually put the board over here. I put the board over here and a dry bag over there. I thought I was going to slide off the edge of the cliff. And it isn't until the tide's out at about 2 o'clock in the morning you realise how far down it is. It's quite a long way. So I put that board there to make me feel a bit better. But better get up, pack the kit away, maybe go on the search for some blackberries or something for some breakfast. I swear it didn't look that much of a cliff last night. There's the cliff, and the tide was in further. And there's my sleeping stuff. But that bit there, that's pretty steep. I'm actually straight down. Anyway. One thing about red paddle coat pumps is it doesn't actually matter if you put it externally on your board and it gets wet, it gets water in it. You can take it all apart, you can break it all down, you can suck and push the water out, so don't worry about it. So there's no point in putting it in a dry bag. So just put it on top of the board and it's just fine. Thanks very much, Camp Spot. Maybe I'll see you another day. About a few blackberries up in the woods. There's a few, like 10, 15. Feel alright, I've drunk a load of water, so hydrated. I'm only going to paddle back home way now, so I haven't got to last too long. It's just still nice to be out. It's warmed up, the sun's coming out slowly. So let's see if I can get myself a fish for dinner. So I'm halfway across the bay. I just came from that point there. Had a small garfish, smelly again. Not what you want to smell first thing in the morning. Put that one back. So keep going along there, and GoPro's pretty low on power, so I'm not using that much. So I've just got the main camera now, which is a bit more of a faff to get out, but I'll get it out if I get a good fish. So I'm going to go along there. The sun's coming out. It's all looking much nicer, and there's just nobody here. It's really quiet. It's nice. Got a slight tailwind now, so it's really nice. Right, I'll see you in a minute. Well, if you want an advert for an inflatable paddleboard, that's pretty good, isn't it? You wouldn't do that with a hardboard. No way, I wouldn't even come in here with a hardboard. I've just come around the corner. Sun's about to come out. Have a little rest. Just see what's around here, little sea salvage. I saw a lobster pot up there, but it's a bit broken. I can't quite get it on the back of here, I don't think, so. Cool. this is almost where I'm going to end my journey. This beautifully sunny, flat bay. So that's it. I've just called Lucy and I'm told her to come around. Basically, I'm going to go around this corner and I'm going to get her to pick me up. I could go further, but the tide's just turned and I'm going to have a headwind all the way back, and it's not going to be that much fun, so I've selected the earlier exit. So I'll just show you on the map where we've gone, or where I've paddled, but you've sort of come along with me on this one, I guess. So we started here, and then I had that headwind because the wind's basically, it's this direction. It's pretty much west. It's west or southwest. Then around here, and then I had a little downwind section which was really bumpy off the rocks because the swell was hitting here. And I camped about there. Then I went across the bay, shot across there, and a few more garfish, and I can't believe how many garfish I've had in this trip. Around to Piccoon Point, I nestled in there, had a little break in there, went on the rocks, and I'm now in there, like that. So basically the wind today, tide's going out, sort of our home area is here, so I could paddle across here and up this estuary. But it's quite a long way to paddle, and the wind is that way and the tide is that way, so I'm just going to go around that corner and get picked up. And also that little mini adventure is on SUP as well, so if you want to find out some more information, where I stopped, that sort of stuff, check it out on that. So this is my first micro solo adventure. It's been a lot of fun. It's been amazing just to stop, not think about work, not think about your phone, not think about kids, not think anything. I did a little extra twist on it because I wanted to try and, you know, fend for myself food wise. I am not a Bear Grylls, I am not a Ray Mears, I'm not the ultimate bushwhacker tacker man, but I can catch fish and I can live off the sea, and I did catch fish, garfish. Okay, didn't want to eat those, but I did get a load of prawns earlier, and if I was kept on touring today, I've got my net, so I'd have probably stopped at another beach at low tide if I didn't get any more fish, get some more prawns, crabs, and I would have trawled all the way, maybe changed lure because I just got a lot of garfish. So it's been a lot of fun. I really recommend doing it if you can, because it is just so nice just to get out there just for even just half a day. Doesn't really matter about what board you're on, but obviously a longer board. I mean, this sport, 11 foot long, I think is an ideal sort of all-round board that you could take on a touring mission, and you haven't got to commit to those full big touring boards, which, to be honest, when it's really choppy like it was earlier around there, they can be a little bit of a handful because they're quite long. Riding in the chop, you do get a bit more effect. You do get a bit, the waves and the winds hitting them a bit more. So yeah, give it a go. If you want me to do more of this sort of stuff, I've got lots of ideas involving spearfishing, involving lobster pots, involving lots of different things. So just let me know and we can do more of them. And I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully you have too. Get out there and find your own mini adventure.